This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me today, as always. It is very much appreciated. You join me on Thursday, the 16th of July 2026. I hope you are all having a fantastic week so far, and I hope that you are all doing well. We're going to take another look at another Classic Watch 26 possible today. It's actually Classic Week this week. The Irish Oaks takes place at the Curragh on Saturday, the 18th of July. So what better time is there than to take a look at a horse that is trained so far and based in Ireland. But before we get on to the Classic Watch stuff, you know by now, as always, I like to mention my Patreon channel when I do a YouTube video. Newman Racing, the Patreon is called, and it's hard for me to say really because I am obviously biased. But I think there is benefit for you lot heading out and checking out my Patreon channel. I will say that plenty of resources on there from over the years have been uploaded on there. It's also the place where you will find the vast majority of all the national hunt racing content as well is over on Patreon. It's also the place where I do my end of year reviews as well. We've actually got one of them coming up in the next couple of weeks, well, as it is the end of the Southern Hemisphere season. So what I will do is I will take a look at all the Southern Hemisphere horses, see which ones we can get off ahead of the start of the season in August to make way for new 2-year-olds and Classic Watch 27 possibles in the Australian 3-year-old season next year. There's also an opportunity if you like to support your content creators. There's options to support me on Patreon as well moving forward if that is your thing. So, and I don't really do any daily stuff on there. There's no real daily selections or anything like that. Very rare that I will do anything like that. And if you're looking to use the platform really as a free user, I do think there is plenty there for you as well to take a look at. So why not head over to my Patreon over at Newman Racing? You never know, it might just be for you. Right, let's move on to the Classic Watch stuff now. Where can people find this year's horses, I hear you all say? Classic Watch 26.great/site.net is where people will be able to find this year's edition of Classic Watch. The site coming together quite nicely now. 10 theatres on the site. I don't think there will be any more for the Classic Watch 2026 cycle. You know, there's plenty of 2-year-old races that have been taken out by the horses on the site, as well as plenty of 3-year-old only races. As the site is updated, you will see more all-aged races that horses have taken out from Classic Watch. You will find them making their way onto the site as well as we update the Roll of Honour. The Roll of Honour updating, I would like to update it a lot more regularly than what I do. To be fair to me, there's not really enough time in the day for me to get done everything that I would like to do at some point. So yeah, I will hopefully be updating the Roll of Honour soon, at the end of the Southern Hemisphere season at least. But as horses are added to Classic Watch from the possibles list, the races they have won are put on the site. So there is plenty going on, it's fair to say, over at Classic Watch 26.great/site.net. And you never know, this horse, one horse, might be on there at some point. Thundering On is the name of the horse. Thundering On, a 3-year-old filly who is trained by Joseph Patrick O'Brien, obviously Aidan O'Brien's son. And the horse is owned by Chapeau Mystery. The horse is bred out of a sire called Frankel, out of a dam called Thundering Night, who herself was sired by Knight of Thunder. And the horse was bred also by Chapeau Mystery, the owner of the horse. People will see, if they take a look at the entrance of the horse, they will see that this horse is in on the Saturday, the 18th of July at 4:35 in the upcoming Irish Oaks. The horse is also entered on the 30th of July in the Nassau Stakes. Horse is also entered in the Yorkshire Oaks. Horse is also entered in the UK St Leger. That's a possible entry on the 12th of September. The horse is also entered in the Royal Bahrain Irish Champion Stakes. And the horse is also entered in the Arc at this point. So there doesn't look to be, apart from the possible entry in the UK St Leger on Saturday, the 12th of September, just the Irish Oaks upcoming. This horse is already a classic winner, ladies and gentlemen. It was missed by me, unfortunately. I didn't fancy it. At the time, it won the UK Oaks. We'll take a look at the form of the horse now. The horse has actually raced 6 times, thundering on, 2 wins and 2 seconds, for total combined earnings of £416,731 UK pounds up to this point. The horse actually took 4 races to get off the mark. The horse ran 4th on debut, 4th of 13, beaten 4.5 lengths by the subsequent UK Oaks trial winner of Aidan O'Brien's, called Cameo, on debut, running to a mark of 68, and that was it. The second start of the horse took place actually in a Group 3 race on the 21st of October 2025, when the horse was up to a mile and lined up in the Staffordstown Stud Stakes, a Group 3 race for fillies, where the horse was beaten 2nd out of 8, beaten 2 3/4 lengths by Sugar Island, a horse that looks like it might reoppose on the day of the Irish Oaks. The horse actually ran to a mark of 94 on that day, which was a pretty good improvement from its opening run of 68. The third start came in April 2026, the first start as a 3-year-old, and it was back in maiden company for a race over a mile at Leopardstown, where again the horse was beaten. The horse was beaten a short head by Skydance, running to a mark of 96. Again, a slight improvement, but after 3 runs, the horse hadn't won a race. On its 4th start, the horse was up to 10 furlongs for the first time and sent to Navan, where the horse contested the Group 3 Salsaville Stakes, where the horse managed to win its first race in a pattern race. The horse defeated Emalaya by 3 1/4 lengths, and another nice improvement, running to a Racing Post rating of 106, which was 12 better than what she ran, finishing 2nd behind Sugar Island. For the horse then turned up for a classic, the 5th start of its career, up to a mile and a half, and sent to Epsom, where the horse contested the UK Oaks on the 5th of June 2026. And the horse looked very impressive that day, I think, sauntering, it's fair to say, to a 3 3/4 length victory over Classic Watch 26 Possible Legacy Link on the day, running to a very good Racing Post rating of 121. So this horse is already a Group 1 Classic winner and a Group 3 winning 3-year-old. You know, the horse since has been beaten. The horse was up into an all-age race, the Matron Stakes in Ireland, on the 27th of June 2026, a race over 1 mile 2 furlongs, and the horse could only finish 4th of 8 on that day, beaten 2.5 lengths by Estrange. But she did run to a mark of 112, beaten comfortably. But that mark of 112, although not reaching the 120 run she ran at Epsom, still the second best run of her career. And against these 3-year-old fillies, there is no older horses in this race. You have to say that 112 could stand her in pretty good stead, even in a race of this nature. She's already ran to a mark of 121 when winning the UK equivalent of the Oaks. So it's interesting, I think, that Connections have persevered for a second Oaks campaign. And what's more, it gives us the chance in this video to give the horse the Classic Watch Possible video that this horse deserves. Very well-bred horse, as we'll see shortly. And the form is also there. Group 3 winner and also a Group 1 Classic winner, courtesy of the Yorkshire Oaks. What we're going to do in this video, the usual fashion, we're going to take a look at the pedigree of the horse, go through the pedigree of it, try and find any good horses that we come across along the way. And then we will watch the horse win 2 races. We'll watch the horse win the Group 3 Salsaville Stakes, and we'll also watch the horse win the Group 1 UK Oaks at Epsom to end the video, and then I think we will be able to get on with our lives. Regarding the form, 3 jockeys have ridden the horse. Hassett, a £3 claimer, rode it first time out. And then Mikey Sheridan rode it twice. And Dylan Brown McMonigal rode it the next 3 times. Joseph O'Brien's mainstay jockeys there, really, Mikey Sheridan and DB McMonigal. The horse due to be ridden by Dylan Brown McMonigal on the day as well. In the Irish Oaks, he's ridden it on the last 3 starts, but Mikey Sheridan did win the Salsaville Stakes on the horse. So without further ado, let's get cracking, shall we? Thundering on, you will see, if people look at the pedigree online, the Thoroughbred database, they are quite up to date with the horse Thundering On. 6 starts, 2 wins, 2 places. Horse is currently earned €72,243, as well as £354,437 UK pounds. And the races, it's 1 there as well. At 2, second in the Staffordstown Stakes. At 3, first in the Epsom Oaks and the Salsaville Stakes. And 4th, as we know, in the Group 1 Pretty Polly Stakes. Interesting horse, Thundering On. The dam line we're interested in for the purposes of this video is dam line 7A. That is the dam line we will be looking at the horse. So without further ado, I think we can get cracking in this video, shall we? The first horse we need to take a look at is the first dam of the horse. Thundering Knights is the name of the horse, a mare. Born in 2017, sired by Knight of Thunder, out of a mare that was born in the year 2011, called Cape Castle, who herself was sired by Cape Cross. Thundering Knights raced 14 times in her career, 4 wins, 3 seconds and 3 thirds. 10 out of 14 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of €293,177 and $140,000 in her career. Pretty good horse on the track, Thundering Knights was. In fact, she was a Group 1 winner. She managed to win the race. Her daughter was 4th in. She won the Pretty Polly Stakes of 2021. The horse also managed to win the Group 3 Snowfaring Filly Stakes of 2020. Was placed in other Group 1 races as well. The Prix Jean Romanet. The horse was also 3rd in that race at Deauville. Placed in other Group 2 and Group 3 races as well, including the Group 2 New York Stakes, a race held at Belmont. She was also raced in, looking at this, France, USA and Ireland, placed in pattern races in all of those races. Another one, trained by Joseph Patrick O'Brien and owned by Chapeau Mystery and bred by Mangery Farm. Didn't tell you bred Thundering On, did I? Thundering On's breeder is also Chapeau Mystery. Interesting horse, Thundering Knights. Group 1 winner of the Matron Stakes, and she has produced a classic winner herself. So people don't really have any grounds if they like their early dams to have won pattern races when they look at horses. This horse has certainly clicked that box of the dam Thundering On, Group 1 winner. You can take a look now at the second dam of the horse. Cape Castle is a mare born in the year 2011, sired by Cape Cross out of a dam called Carbari, who herself was foaled in 2006 and sired by Seeking the Gold. Cape Castle is another mare that raced 10 times in her career. She managed to win 4 of them and finish second another 1. 5 out of 10 starts in the first 2. For career earnings of £18,181 UK pounds in Great Britain. Good, solid horse on the track, never lacked a little bit of class, it's fair to say. Wasn't a pat type horse. The horse owned by Saeed Manana and bred by Rabar Bloodstock Limited and trained in her day by Clive Britton. The horse was sent to India, as we know, in 2017, where the Mysteries picked up her horse with their two Group 1 winners that we've already looked at. But pretty good strike rate. She managed to win 4 of her 10 races herself, Cape Castle, but sadly no black type form that we can see here. The next horse we can take a look at is the third dam, Carbari. Carbari, a mare born in 2006, sired by Seeking the Gold, out of a dam called Cloud Castle, who herself was foaled in 1995 and sired by In the Wings. Carbari raced 9 times in her career, 1 win, 1 second and 1 third. 3 out of 9 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of £7,071 UK pounds in her race career. I think it's fair to say that out of the 3 dams we've looked at so far, this one is by far and away the worst on the track. Carbari, a horse bred by Dali and owned by Saeed Manana as well. But yeah, that horse is what it was on the track. I think only 1 win out of 9 starts. It's then really that the horses start coming, it's fair to say. You know, the first couple of dams are what they are out in India. They're doing their own thing. Queen's Best is the first horse we're going to take a look at. A mare born in the year 2003. The horse sired by King's Best out of Cloud Castle. So this mare would be a half-sister to the third dam of our horse, Carbari. Queen's Best raced 12 times in her career, 4 wins, 6 seconds and a third. 11 out of 12 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of £94,933 UK pounds in her career. Interesting horse, Queen's Best. I think she did quite well. She managed to win the Group 3 Winter Hill Stakes and the listed Chalice Stakes of 2007. She was also placed second in the Group 2 Blandford Stakes, a race held at the Curragh. Group 2 and Group 3 place listed winner, Queen's Best, owned by Cheveley Park Stud, and another one bred by Darley Stud Management. People see she is a black type producer, and she certainly is. She's had her own little family of a few horses, some of them that I have followed along the way. Queen's Trust is a mare born in 2013, sired by Dan Silly out of Queen's Best. Queen's Trust raced 14 times in her career, 2 wins, a second and 3 thirds. 6 out of 14 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of £1,140,643 UK pounds in her career. Very good horse, Queen's Trust. Group 1 winner. Trained by Sir Michael Stout, she managed to win the 2016 Breeders' Cup Filly and Mares Turf out in the USA. It was, in fact, the only pattern race that she won in her career. But she was placed in another 4 Group 1 races, second in the Nassau, third in the Yorkshire Oaks, and 4th in the British Champion Fillies and Mares the same year, 2016. And at 4, she was placed third in the 2017 Yorkshire Oaks as well. Like I said, the horse trained by Sir Michael Stout, owned and bred by the Cheveley Park Stud. She actually bred a horse that I'm actually watching this year that ran quite well earlier in the year, So Regal, a filly born in 2023, sired by Kingman out of Queen's Trust. So already Cloud Castle is the third dam of this horse. Queen's Best, the mare we looked at first, is the second. In her career so far, So Regal has raced 4 starts in her career, 2 wins, a second and a third. Never out of the first 3 in 4 starts to date. For career earnings of £46,956 UK pounds. She was beaten by Lilt in the Michael Seeley Memorial Filly Stakes, a listed race earlier in the year at York. This horse trained by John and Fady Gosden, another one owned and bred by the Cheveley Park Stud. Hopefully, plenty more to come out of this horse, it's fair to say. Another one I dabbled with, up to a certain extent, but they've gelded the horse now, Chancellor. Chancellor was a Classic Watch 2025 possible that failed to live up to expectations. Chancellor, born in 2022, another one sired by Kingman, out of Queen's Trust. Up to date, Chancellor has raced 9 times in his career, 4 wins, 2 seconds and a third. 7 out of 9 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of £103,578 UK pounds in his career up to this point. He's gone round quite well. He's managed to win the listed Tandridge Stakes this year in 2026, and the horse was also placed in the Group 3 Winter Derby at Lingfield earlier in the year. Also placed in pattern races at 2 and 3. Like I said, the horse has just fallen a little bit short. Another one trained by John and Fady Gosden and owned and bred by the Cheveley Park stud. But yeah, it's safe to say that Queen's Best has certainly done her bit on this line. Another dam we can look at now is Urban Castle, a mare born in the year 2011, sired by Street Cry, out of a dam called Cloud Castle. So again, we're back now to horses that are full or half sisters to the third dam of our horse Kabari. Urban Castle had again a pretty decent career in her career, 13 starts in it, 3 wins, 2 seconds and 3 thirds, 8 out of 13 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of £43,286 UK pounds in her career. Good horse, Urban Castle, was she managed to win the listed River Eden Phyllis Stakes of 2015, a race held at a Lingfield. The horse was trained by James Tate in the UK, bred by Rabba Bloodstock and owned by Saeed Manana in his career. Listed winning black type producer. You can't really knock a horse like that, can you? Especially when she bred such a nice horse as the gelding, Domestic Spending. Domestic Spending, born in 2017, sired by Kingman, out of Urban Castle. Domestic Spending raced 9 times in his career, 6 wins, a second and a third. 8 out of 9 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of $1,432,100 US in his career. Domestic Spending had a good career, bred by Rabba Bloodstock Limited and owned by Klarovich Stables Incorporated. This horse is a triple Group 1 winner. The horse won the Hollywood Derby of 2020, and at 4, the horse won the Group 1 Manhattan Stakes at Belmont and the Group 1 Old Forester Bourbon Turf Classic, where he dead heated. The interesting horse, also winner of the Saratoga Derby Invitational in his day. Sadly, the horse sustained a career-ending pelvis fracture during the 2022 Breeders' Cup Mile. But yeah, triple Group 1 winner on this line, Domestic Spending. Pretty good horse. You'll see there that the 4th dam of our horse, Cloud Castle, is the 2nd dam of Domestic Spending. We can take another look at another dam now, Reverie Solitaire. A mare born in the year 2001, sired by Nashwan, out of Cloud Castle. So yet again, this is a mare that is a half sister to our 3rd dam, Karbari. Again, pattern race quality on the track. Reverie Solitaire raced 13 times in her career, 2 wins, 2 seconds and 2 thirds. 6 out of 13 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of €102,075 in her career. Reverie Solitaire went round quite well, it's fair to say. She managed to win the listed Prix René Bedel, a race held in France. She was also placed in 2 Group 3 races. She was placed 2nd in the 2004 Prix Minerve, and she was also placed 3rd in the 2004 Prix de Raymond. Dual Group 3 prize listed winning dam. This was bred by Dali and owned by Leonidas Marinopoulos. Pretty interesting horse, I think it's fair to say. Reverie Solitaire. Again, there's a little branch breeding off her as well that I managed to find. Royal Solitaire is a mare born in 2012, sired by Shamadal. out of Reverie Solitaire. Excuse me. Reverie Solitaire raced 16 times. Royal Solitaire, so he raced 16 times in her career, 7 wins and 2 seconds. 9 out of 16 starts in the first 2 for career earnings of €128,680 in her career racing in Germany and France. Another one that made her mark at the pattern level, she managed to win the Group 2 Baden Emil of 2016, which is arguably Germany's leading mile race, a Group 2 race. She also won the listed Preis de Getstutz Rotgen, and she also won the listed Grosser Preismann Rossmann, finishing second in the Group 1 Grosser Daumeier Price as well, a Group 1 race in Germany. Group 1 placed Group 2 and dual listed winner, the horse bred by Janus Bloodstock Incorporated and Stilvi Compagnia Financiera, and owned by Gestert Emmerland out in Germany. And you can see through this that she herself is also a black type producer. Chess Piece, a gelding born in the year 2020, sired by Nathaniel out of Royal Solitaire. Chess Piece raced 9 times in his career, 3 wins, 2 seconds and 2 thirds. 7 out of 9 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of £160,966 UK pounds in his career. Another decent horse, Chess Piece, it's fair to say, managing to win at 3 the listed Glasgow Stakes, a sort of a Derby/Leisure trial held at Hamilton up in Scotland. The horse was also placed in the Group 2 Queen's Vase at Royal Ascot the same year, as well as being placed in the Group 3 Gordon Stakes as well as the listed Noel Merler Stakes. Interesting horse, Group 2 and Group 3 place listed winner. Horse bred by Ameland Verwaltung and Company, and it was owned in his career by Rabba Racing and Godolphin, trained by Simon and Ed Quisford in Great Britain. Interesting line, that little Reverie Solitaire line is, it's fair to say. Another couple of horses we can take a look at leading us towards Cloud Castle is this horse here, Royal Dress. Another couple of horses that are followed recently along the line. Royal Dress, a mare foaled in 2020, sired by Knight of Thunder, out of a dam called Wadar, who herself was born in 2010 and sired by Dynaformer. People see that Cloud Castle is in fact the second dam of this horse. Royal Dress raced 22 times in her career, 5 wins, 3 seconds and 4 thirds. Solid horse, 12 of 22 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of £173,684 UK pounds, raced in Great Britain, Ireland and France. Good horse, Royal Dress. I thought it was unlucky not to win more races than it did. The horse has ended up winning the Group 3 Meadow Court Stakes, a race held at the Coa in 2024. And the horse also won the listed Conqueror Stakes at Goodwood. And at 5, she won the listed Pippalon Stakes, a race held at Pontefract. So this horse is a Group 3 and dual listed winner. She's also been placed 3rd in the Group 2 Celebration Mile of 2024. She was also placed 3rd in the Group 2 Middleton Stakes, a race held at York the year after. Just couldn't quite kick on into the Group 2 and Group 3 level, and the Group 1 and Group 2 level, sorry. Group 3 and dual listed winner, and placed in 2 Group 2 races. The horse owned by Saeed Manana and bred by Rabba Bloodstock Limited, trained at various points in her career, by Richard Hannon and James Tate. Another one that I flirted around the outside of is Wedding Dance. Wedding Dance foaled in the year 2018, sired by Invincible Spirit. This horse is another one out of Wadar, so a half-sister to the horse we just looked at. Wedding Dance raced 6 times in her career, 2 wins, a second and a third. 4 out of 6 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of £37,805 UK pounds in total. The horse having raced in Great Britain, France and the UAE. Wedding Dance, another pattern race performer, although again, I do think she fell short of what I expected. Owned by Godolphin and bred by Rabbi Bloodstock Limited, the horse was placed in 2 group races. The horse was placed in the Group 2 Cape Verde of 2022. And the horse was also placed second in the Group 3 Pre-6 Perfections of 2020, a race held at Deauville. Formerly trained by Charlie Appleby, it'd be interesting to see what horses she can breed, if any, as well as the one we've just looked at, Royal Dress. Some very interesting horses on this line. It's a line I have liked for quite a while. Another horse we can take a look at before we get to our dam is Dabyar. People will see that Cloud Castle was also the second dam of this horse. Dabyar, a mare born in 2014, sired by Sepoy, out of a dam called Samdania, who was born in 2004 and sired by Machiavellian, out of Cloud Castle. Dabyar raced 6 times in her career, 3 wins and a third, 4 out of 6 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of £98,716 UK pounds in her career. Again, an interesting horse, Dabyar. Placed in the Group 1 Prix Marcel Boussac of 2016. At 3, she won what is a UK Guineas trial when she won the Group 3 Fred Darling Stakes of 2017. 4th in the Coronation Stakes at Royal Ascot the same year. Group 1 placed Group 3 winner, trained by John Gosden, the horse bred by Rabah Bloodstock Limited and owned by Abdullah Saeed Al Nabuda. We'll take a quick look at the 4th dam of our horse now, and then I'm afraid I'm going to have to pause the video because I forgot to look at some historic stallions. We're getting into that territory now. We need to find out how good they are, but before we do that, we'll take a look at the 4th dam of the horse. Cloud Castle, a mare born in 1995, sired by In the Wings, out of a dam called Lucayan Princess, who was foaled in 1983 and sired by Highline. Cloud Castle raced 10 times in her career, 1 win, 1 place and 2 thirds. Only 4 out of 10 starts in the first 3, but she did gain career earnings of $156,874 US in her career. Decent enough horse, Cloud Castle. The race she won was a pattern race, another UK Guineas trial in the day. She managed to win the Group 3 Nell Gwyn Stakes of 1998. She was actually 4th in 2 classics, 4th in the Group 1 UK 1000 Guineas and 4th in the UK Oaks of 1998. She was also placed in 2 Group 1 races. She was placed in the Group 1 Prix Vermeil and the Group 1 Yorkshire Oaks, both in 1998. The horse owned and bred by Saeed Manana. Dual Classic Place 4th dam. You know, this is a very strong line, I do think. The clues are starting to come there, but we've got these stallions all lined up and ready to look at. All I need to do is fill in the missing pieces and find out, if I can, how many stakes winners they sired. So I will pause the video now and hopefully be back shortly. Good video this. I've enjoyed looking at this line so far. It's been a line that I've always liked, and hopefully I'll be back soon to take a look at more of it. Hello everybody and welcome back. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, it is very much appreciated. Right, let's get cracking. We've all just looked at the 4th dam of the horse, a dam called Cloud Castle. Now we can take a look at some more horses between the 4th and the 5th dam. Warsan is the first horse that we're going to look at, a horse born in 1998, sired by Caerleon, out of Lucayan Princess. So this horse here is a half-brother to the 4th dam of our horse, who is sired by In the Wings. Warsan raced 43 times in his career, 9 wins, 9 seconds and 4 thirds. 22 out of 43 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of £1,654,749 UK pounds in his career. Very good servant for connections, this horse was. won 2 Group 1 Coronation Cups, and won 2 Group 1 Grosser Price of Bombardment as well, as winning the Group 2 Jockey Club Stakes and the Group 3 John Porter Stakes in his career. 4-time Group 1, Group 2 and Group 3 winner, owned and bred by Saeed Manana, as well as being an entire. Couldn't find any record of the horse ever standing at stud. I think the horse was trained by Clive Britton. The next one we can take a look at is Luso. Very interesting horse Luso was. Luso, a horse born in 1992, sired by Salst, out of a Lucayan Princess. So not only is Warsan a half-brother to the 4th dam of our horse, Cloud Castle, also Luso as well. Luso in his career raced 35 times, 10 wins, 9 seconds and a third. 20 out of 35 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of €1,937,999 racing in his career. Very good horse, Luso. Dual classic winner, believe it or not. The horse won the Italian Derby of 1995, back when it was a Group 1 race. The horse also won the Group 3 Chester Vase the same year. At 4, the horse won the Awal Pokal Cup, a German Group 1 race. He also won the Group 3 Earl of Sefton Stakes, Group 3 race. He also won the Group 2 Premio Ellington, a race held in Italy. And the horse also won what was in the day the Group 2 Hong Kong Vase of 1996. Placed in 2 more Group 1s, the Prix Gannet and the Gran Premio di Milano. At 5, the horse won another 3 races. He won the Bank Deutschlander Prize, a Group 1 race in Germany. The horse also won another Premio Ellington and another Hong Kong Vase. Second in the Gran Premio di Milano and the Array Pokal, as well as the Grosser Price Bombardment. Proper Group 1 horse this. And at 6, the horse was a Group 1 winner as well, winning the Grosser Erdgas Prize, a Group 1 race held at Gelsenkirchen. And the horse won that in 1998. The horse raced in Great Britain, Italy, France, Germany, Hong Kong, the UAE and Japan. Wherever they put on a race, this horse was there. The horse entered stud in 1999, Gary Richard Stud. He also went to stud in Southern Sport Horse Centre, wherever that is, before suddenly dying on the 16th of September 2014. What a career this horse had. Classic winner, owned and bred by Saeed Manana. The horse, it's fair to say, was a national hunt stallion. It's fair to say. He sired, if you use 150 as a benchmark, really, Luso managed to sire 5 horses rated above 150 in his career. People might remember a couple of those. Yeah, here the Echo was half decent. I think I remember Priest Leap going round to a certain extent as well. But yeah, only 3 rated above 150. 5, rated over on National Hunt Racing. Oh, the Southern Sport Horse Centre was actually in Great Britain. And Luso was also trained by Clive Britton in his career. Another horse we can look at is Needle Gun. Needle Gun was born in 1990, sired by Shaw Blade, out of a Lucayan Princess. So again, another decent horse here is related to the 4th dam of our horse, who is directly out of Lucayan Princess. So is this horse here, Needle Gun. Needle Gun raced 36 times in his career, 3 wins, 10 seconds and 5 thirds. 18 out of 36 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of £628,516 UK pounds in his career. Again, the horse had a pretty good racing career, proved its longevity. The horse managed to win the Group 2 Gallinule Stakes and the Group 3 Meld Stakes in his career, owned and bred by Saeed Manana. Horse placed in plenty of Group 1 races. Placed second in the Group 1 Italian Derby, a race his brother won, Luso. Also placed 3 times in the Premio Presidente della Repubblica. Also placed in the St James's Palace Stakes. Placed in the Group 2 Champagne Stakes and the Hong Kong Vase. Similar races to what his brother ran in. Horse was 3rd in the Group 1 Premio Roma. Third in the Group 2, Grosser Price to Witschaft. Group 2, Prince of Wales Estates in the UK. The Berlin Brandenburg Trophy, a Group 2 race, and also placed in the Earl of Sefton race as well. The horse raced in Great Britain, Italy, Germany, France, Ireland, Hong Kong and the UAE again. Owned and bred by Saeed Manana. Only managed to win 3 of 36 races in his career, but the horse was multiple placed Group 2 and Group 3 winner, multiple placed Group 1, Group 2 and Group 3 winner. Again, rather like his brother, more of a national hunt stallion. Another one trained by Clyde Britton in his day. Mainly stood at Lodge Farm, according to this. And you'll see there that unlike Luso, this horse, Needle Gun, only side one horse rated above 150, who won 16 times out of 56 starts, called Yes Sir. I think I remember that. I let Peter Bowen train it. Yeah, that's a shout if I'm right there, innit? I'm not going to check because it's a flat video, but yeah, you'll see Needle Gun pretty much look what he was, really, as a stallion. 155, just one horse rated above 150 in his career. On to the mares now, I think. Another mare we can look at is Luana. Luana, a mare born in 1991, sired by Shardy, out of a Lucayan Princess. So this mare here is a half sister to the 3 stallions that we've just looked at. Some pretty good horses we're looking at here, aren't we? It's fair to say. And also, as well as that, being a half sister to the 4th dam of our horse, Thundering On. Luana raced 14 times in her career, 3 wins and 5 thirds. 8 out of 14 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of 21,415 UK pounds in her career. She obviously never hit the heights of some of the horses that we've looked at, but she was 3rd in the listed Bentnick Stakes of 1994. That was her only pattern race performance. But as you can see there, this horse is a black type producer who raced in Great Britain and Italy. We can take a look at her contribution. One of these I did follow as myself going round. This one here, Hatan. Back in the day, Hatan born in 2002, sired by Halling out of Luana. Hatan raced in the same colours as the ones we've just looked at, really. Hatan raced 52 times in his career, 6 wins, 6 seconds and 8 thirds. 20 out of 52 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of 463,387 UK pounds. The horse raced in Great Britain, the UAE and Italy in its career. Regular runner and winner of some pattern races. You'll see at 3, the horse won the Group 3 Chester Vase of 2005. And then the horse won the listed Stand Cup of 2007, a race out at Chester. And in 2008, age 3, the horse won another 2 Group 3 races, the Winter Derby at Lingfield and the September Stakes at Kempton. Triple Group 3 and listed winner, the horse was placed in the Group 2 York Stakes of 2006. The horse was also placed in an Italian Group 1, the Gran Premio di Milano of 2007 as well. So this horse was Group 2 and Group 1 and Group 2 placed on odd occasions in Italy, but it was a dual Group 3 and listed winner in the UK. The horse bred by Darley Stud Management and owned by Saeed Manana, and later on Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed Al Maktoum, but I remember it in the Manana colours that we looked at, the white with the red sash, the ones that we've just looked at. Taster Hill, a similar horse, a gelding, born in 2004. Taster Hill, sired by Singspiel out of Luana. So Luana's bred 2 half-decent horses here. Taster Hill, another gelding, who raced 27 times in his career. 4 wins, 7 seconds and 4 thirds, 15 out of 27 starts in the first 3. The horse earned 194,077 UK pounds in his career. I didn't follow this one. I do vaguely remember it going round though. Taster Hill won the listed Aston Park Stakes of 2009. And the horse also won the Group 3 Jockey Club Cup the next year at Newmarket, age 6, in 2010. As well as being placed in 2 Group 2 races, the Henry II Stakes and the Doncaster Cup at 5 and 6. Dual Group 2 place, Group 3 and listed winner. Tasterhill, the horse owned by Hamdan Al Maktoum and bred by Dali. So Luana, it's fair to say, is having a pretty good go so far. Let's take a look at Blue Monday as the end of Luana, actually. Next horse we're going to take a look at is Blue Monday. Blue Monday, a gelding, born in the year 2001, sired by Darshan, out of a mare called Lunda, who was born in 1993 and sired by Soviet Star. People will see that Lucayan Princess is now the second dam of these horses. Blue Monday raced 29 times in his career, 8 wins, 4 seconds and 3 thirds, 15 of 29 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of £503,120 UK pounds in his racing career. Good horse, Blue Monday. Managed to win 2 Group 3 races and a listed race, and was placed in 3 Group 1 races. So the horse won 3 Group 3 races at 5. The horse won the 2006 La Coupe at Longchamp and the Group 3 Arc Trial at Newbury, a race he won again aged 7 in 2008 as a gelding. He also won the listed Festival Stakes at Goodwood age 5, and at 5 in 2006 was placed in 2 Group 1 races, 3rd in the Group 1 Eclipse at Sandown, and the horse was also placed in the Group 1 Juddmonte International the same year at York. The horse bred by Darley Stud Management and owned by Mount Grange Stud in his career. Pretty good horse, it's fair to say, Blue Monday in his career. I think he might have been trained by Roger Charlton. Off the top of my head, can't quite remember, it's been a long time. But yeah, decent horse, Blue Monday. We might be able to bring it back to the modern day a bit now. Decent modern day stallion, Memas. Horse born in the year 2014, sired by Acclamation, out of Lucina. Lucina, a mare born in 2002, sired by Machiavellian. People see that Lunda is the second dam of this horse, the dam of Blue Monday, and Lucayan Princess is the third dam. So again, very well bred horse Memas was in his day. 8 starts in his career, 4 wins, 3 seconds and a third. The horse was never out of the first 3 in 8 starts in his career and earned £305,953 UK pounds. The horse was a top class 2-year-old. The horse won the Group 2 July Stakes and the Group 2 Richmond Stakes of 2016. The horse was placed in the National Stakes at the Curragh, as well as being placed in the Middle Park Stakes at Newmarket. The horse was also placed in the Coventry Stakes at Royal Ascot and the National Stakes at Sandown. The horse bred by Epona Bloodstock Limited and owned by Al Shakab Racing in his racing career. The horse entered stud in 2017 at Tally-Ho Stud in Ireland, where it's safe to say the horse has been a fantastic servant to his stud farm. Sire of sire, it's fair to say that is the case. I was looking at sons, trying to find other stallions on this dam line on area and the sites I used. They're all just sons of this horse, the majority of them. Memas standing now for a fee of €70,000 at Tally-Ho Stud in Mullingar in Ireland, County Westmeath. And what a servant he has been, it's fair to say. The horse is siring crops now of regular size of around 200. Sired 200 in 2022. 2023, the horse sired 207. And in 2024, the horse sired 187. Very good stallion. You'll see there that it is really a sire of 2-year-olds. We'll take a proper look now. 1,057 horses have been foaled by Memas in his career, of which 770 have managed to run. Between them, 495 horses have won 1,242 races. And the horse has sired 54 individual stakes winners, who between them have won 87 stakes races. And the horse has also sired 29 individual graded winners, who between them have won 46 graded races. You'll see there that the analysis by age, we'll look at the graded races, 20 by 2-year-olds, 13 by 3-year-olds, and 13 as well by 4-year-olds. So it might be that this horse is a good sire of 2-year-olds. Again, Colts seemingly holding sway over the fillies substantially as well. That's no surprise. I did find some good colts at stud of Memas. And you'll see really that this horse is a side of sprinters. 27-36 of his 30 of his stakes of his graded wins have come at a distance of under a mile, 7 furlongs and a mile. Only 7 of them have come over a mile. Not really a classic horse, is he, the lad? That's why you don't see many of them on Classic Watch. But yeah, the horse is a very good stallion, it's fair to say, especially if you're looking for good top-class 2-year-old stallions. Plenty of them at stud. You'll see 499 have gone round in Great Britain, 132 in France, and 177 in Ireland. 43 have gone round in the USA, 42 have gone round in Italy. And then we're down to 26 going round in Saudi Arabia. Not many gone round worldwide, it's fair to say. 18 have gone round in Kuwait. And the horse hasn't won a stakes race. But yeah, you'll see there that 15 in Great Britain. The horse does quite well in the USA. So I had 13 graded winners in the USA. 7 in France, 5 in Ireland. In the UAE, only 18 have gone round. The horse has side 3 graded winners out of those 18 horses. So yeah, very interesting stallion, it's fair to say, Memas. Stallion I do like. No surprise to see him doing well in Italy from limited opportunities. You've seen what his brothers did to Italian racing at various points. Well, not brothers, but a very close relative. Good stallion, Memas, it's fair to say. Currently thriving in stallions, it's fair to say. I did find an interesting horse. It's been in the news this week. Is actually on this damn line, so we might as well take a look at that. A boy named Susie, a colt born in 2023, sired by Star Spangled Banner out of a dam called Soho Susie, who was born in the year 2009 and sired by Monsieur. People take a look at that, they'll see that Lucaine Princess is the 4th dam of this horse, and Lunda is the 3rd dam, Lucina the 2nd dam. This horse is very closely related to Memas, isn't it? It's fair to say. Currently in his career, a boy named Susie has raced 8 times in his career. 1 win, 3 seconds and a 3rd. Not really getting his head in front as often as he deserves. 5 out of 8 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of €199,480, as well as £213,300 UK pounds in his career. Current 3-year-old, like I said, the horse hasn't won a pattern race, but it's not for the want of trying. The horse bred by the Soho Susie Partnership and owned by Anna O'Brien. You'll see there that the horse has been placed in 2 Group 1 races. Placed in the Group 1 Criterium de Saint Cloud of 2025 and placed this year in the Eclipse, 2026 Eclipse. The horse also 4th in the French Derby, 3rd in the Group 3 Ballysack Stakes this year, as well as finishing 3rd in the Group 3 Airfield Stakes at 2 last year. Horse company trained by Donica Aidan O'Brien, another one of Aidan's sons. This horse has failed a medical in Australia. They tried to sell the horse, but the horse failed the medical. So unfortunately, the horse has gone back to the owners, who are left with no alternative but to race the horse. But they have tried to sell the horse and ward and cash in. But the horse failed a very stringent medical they have in Australia, and the horse just wasn't sound. No other word for it. But I'm sure if they look after it and race it, they might get a few more races out of it. And I do think it deserves to win a pattern race at some point. You know, you take a look at the form of it. You know, the horse has finished in some good races, hasn't it? In the top 5, in some decent races for trainer Donica O'Brien. Another horse we can take a look at is Avenir Sertan, a mare born in the year 2011. Avenir Sertan sired by Le Havre out of a dam called Puggy, who was born in 2004 and sired by Mark of Esteem. People will see that Lunda is the 3rd dam of this horse and Lucaine Princess, the 4th dam. Avenir Sertan raced 11 times in her career, 6 wins, 2 seconds and a 3rd. 9 out of 11 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of £1,016,751 UK pounds up to this date. Pretty interesting horse, Avenir Sertan. Avenir Sertan was bred by Mademoiselle Elizabeth Vidal and owned by Antonio Caro and Gerard Augustin Newman. The horse won is a classic winner, winning the French 1,000 guineas of 2014, and also winner of the Prix de Diane the same year, dual classic winner in 2014. The horse also winning the Group 2 Prix de la Nonette. At 4, the horse was placed in the Prix Jean Romanet and the Falmouth as well, out in the UK. Sent to Japan, where she sadly died, but she is already a black type producer out in Japan. And we can look at that horse now. Des Isles is the name of the horse, a mare born in 2017, sired by Deep Impact out of Avenir-Certain. Des Isles raced 13 times up to this point, 4 wins and 3 thirds, 7 out of 13 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of 136,000 million, and 64,000 Japanese yen. Like I said, this horse a pattern winner. The horse has won the Hanshin Himba, a Group 2 race on turf in 2021. The horse at 3 won the Sweet Pea Stakes and the Hatsune Stakes. At 5, the horse was placed in the Group 3 Aichi High, and again placed in another Hanshin Himba Stakes. The race that the horse was won. The horse trained in Japan by Yasuo Tamomichi and owned by Shadai Farm. Be interesting to see if they can get some mares out of this, some foals out of this one. Very interesting horse on this line out in Japan. The mare Des Isles out of dual classic winner Avenir-Certain. Another couple we can look at, New Mandate. A gelding born in 2018. I flirted with this one in the past as well. New Mandate, a horse sired by New Bay out of a dam called Mishar, who was born in 2009. The second dam of this horse is the same horse we just looked at, Jakarta, meaning London is the third dam, and Lucaine Princess is the fourth dam. New Mandate in his career raced 8 times up to this point when they stopped following the horse, 4 wins and 2 thirds. 6 out of his first 8 starts in the first 3. And the horse up to this point won 111,622 UK pounds, as well as 147,500 Australian dollars in his career. Interesting horse he was, used to be owned by Mark Chan in the UK. Bred by the Mishar Syndicate, the horse won the Group 2 Royal Lodge Stakes of 2020. Group 2 winning 2-year-old. And he also won the listed Flying Scotsman Stakes the same year. At 4, the horse won the Paradise Stakes at Ascot. And at 5, the horse went to Australia to be trained by Chris Waller. And the horse won the Group 3 Hawkesbury Gold Cup as well. So Group 2 and listed winner in the UK. Group 3 winner out in Australia, age 5. Horse at points trained by Rafe Beckett and Chris Waller. Pretty good horse he was, New Mandate. Unlucky really, considering how closely related he is to Mishrit, to what's the stallion called? I've totally forgotten now. The 2-year-old stallion, Memas, that's it, sorry. Looks at a few horses in this video, haven't I? But the interesting horse owned by the Luca Partnership, Mark Chan and Markstown at some point. Gelded sadly, but the winner of group races in 2 continents, New Mandate. Finally now, I think we can look at the 5th dam of our horse, Lucaine Princess, with some confidence that we've not missed anything, although we probably have, with a line like this. Lucaine Princess, a mare born in 1983, sired by Highline, out of a dam called Gay France, who herself was born in 1976, and sired by Sir Gaylord. Lucaine Princess raced 4 times in her career, 2 wins and a third. 3 out of her first 4 starts were in the first 3, and she managed to earn 14,874 American dollars in her racing career. People will see that Lucaine Princess actually won the Sweet Solera Stakes of 1985, a UK listed race, and she was also placed in the Cheshire Oaks of 1986, the horse bred by the Zarina stud. So we're now in a position really to take a look at what our dams have done on the track of our horse, haven't we really? We've looked at 5 of them. Thundering Knights, as we know, was a Group 1 and Group 3 winner. Cape Castle, no good at pattern level, sadly. The same to be said of Kabari. The fourth dam, Cloud Castle, was fourth in 2 classics and a Group 3 winner. And Lucain Princess, the fifth dam, was a listed winning 2-year-old and a classic trial place 3-year-old. So it's fair to say we've got some interesting dams in the first 5 dams of our horse, isn't it? Thundering On, I think. It's a line, I think, that is on the decline. That's why I never chanced it in the UK Oaks. And a lot of these have been older horses, you've noticed. You know, very interesting line, this. I think if they do keep Thundering On in training, she might be a lot better in future than what she's showing at 3. A few of these have been, but for now, let's ply on, shall we? I found this horse in between the 4th and the 5th dam, Kanaska Dancer, a horse born in 1991, sired by Green Desert, out of a dam called Gay France, who herself, was, as we know, was born in 1976. Kanaska Dancer raced 31 times in his career, 4 wins, 3 seconds and 3 thirds, 10 out of 31 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of $151,125 US in his career. Kanaska Dancer, an interesting horse, managed to be placed in 2 pattern races, placed in the US in the Group 2 Bay Meadows Breeders' Cup Handicap of 1995, and the horse was also placed in the listed free handicap, which was a handicap that used to be a pattern race and a classic trial in the UK, and Kanaska Dancer was placed in that race in 1994. Another one bred by the Tsarina stud, and the horse owned by Mrs. June M. Sifton. The horse was at stud at Sifton Farms, Ontario, Canada. One I didn't look at, to be honest. I'll pause the video quickly because I don't like to say it never side any stakes winners and not look. You see, I can say that, but it makes me feel uncomfortable lying. You see, I don't feel comfortable doing it. So let me pause the video quickly, and I'll just confirm what I think I know. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. The Japanese site is brutally slow currently. I think it's a Japanese sales week this week. So as a consequence of that, I've just had to waste 10 minutes of my life waiting for this site screen to load. You know, 3 clicks, 10 minutes. Brutally slow site. Obviously, they're working on the site while it's up. You know, you should never do that, really. But it is what it is. And so people are on the site at the same time it's being edited. Everything is slow. But yeah, Kanaska Dancer, I couldn't find any record of it. Siren anything on JBIS. Couldn't find any record of it at all. But at least we know for sure, as opposed to me telling lies. Interesting horse, though, Kanaska Dancer. Never really knew this horse existed until I did this video. We can take a look now at the next dam of our horse, Gay France. Is she the 5th dam of our horse? She is. Gay France, a mare born in 1976, sired by Sir Gaylord, out of a dam called Sweet and Lovely, who herself was foaled in 1963 and sired by Tanerco. Gay France only won 1 out of her 8 starts, and it was the only time she was in the first 3. And she earned $2,513 US in her career. No pattern type form. She raced in England at 2 and 3. The horse bred by Arnaud de Scheffler. French bred horse, Gay France. Some interesting horses, though, we've looked at. I did manage to find some more. I'm not letting you off the hook that easy yet. This is an interesting horse, Blind Ambition, a Brazilian bred mare. Born in 2010, sired by Put It Back, out of a Brazilian mare called Safarine, who was born in 1996 and sired by War Normand. People will see that Sweet and Lovely is the 4th dam of this horse as well, Blind Ambition. She is also the 6th dam of our horse. So yeah, interesting horse, Blind Ambition. She raced 12 times in her career, 8 wins and 4 seconds. Her first 12 runs, she was all in the first 2, and she managed to earn $43,575 US plus. Totally raced in Brazil, it's fair to say. I didn't see any record of her racing in the US. She managed to win the Group 1 Gran Premio Major Suco of 2014, and she also won the Group 3 Gran Premio Costa Ferraz the same year. Looks to be a bit of a sprinter, really, racing over 1,000 metres at Gavea. She was also placed in another Group 1 and Group 3 race, as well as winning 3 listed races. The horse was bred by Haras Santa Maria de Araras. Group 1 winner this century, though, out in Brazil on this line distantly. Blind Ambition. We can take a look at some historical horses now. Common Grounds, a horse born in 1985, sired by Chris, out of a mare called Sweetly. Sweetly was born in 1975, sired by Lifeard. And people will see that Sweet and Lovely is actually the second dam of this horse, Common Grounds. Common Grounds raced 10 times in his career, 2 wins, 2 seconds and 2 thirds. 6 out of 10 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of €92,994 in his career. Interesting horse. I never knew this horse existed until this video. Common Grounds, a Group 1 winner, winning the Group 1 Prix de Salamandra of 1987. And the horse also won the listed Prix Yakovlev, the listed race the same year. The horse was second in the Prix Morny as well, and third in the Prix Jabel, and the Breeders' Cup Mile Test Stakes as well. A listed race held at Saint-Cloud in France. And back in the day when they looked to have some sort of a Breeders' Cup trial day, didn't they? Interesting, they don't do that anymore. The horse raced in France and Great Britain. It was a champion 2-year-old colt in France in 1987. A foundation stallion for Morristown Latin Stud in County Kildare. The horse was sent to Turkey in 2000, where he stood at Izmit covering station, where he sadly died in 2014 at the age of 29. Sire of the highest earning offspring in Turkey as of 2009-10. One of the highest broodmare sires in Turkey as well. Interesting horse, owned by the Jockey Club of Turkey and bred by Stavros Niarchos. I actually found some evidence of this horse siring at Erion, so we can have a decent-ish look at his stallion career. Through this stallion here, a horse called Welch Star, people will see that Common Grounds is there. Look, where is he? There he is there. Look. As the dam sire of the dam of Soldier Hollow. It's fair to say. So he pops up a few times on the list I did. Common Grounds, you will see, foaled 815 horses. 665 of them ran, of which 467 of them won, and the horse sired 34 individual stakes winners. So yeah, no back number as a stallion, this horse. You can see why that other site said he was a foundation sire. He did well for them, siring over 30 individual stakes winners in his career. Good horse, Common Grounds, it's fair to say. Next one we can take a look at is Chris Kin. Chris Kin, a horse born in the year 2000, sired by Chris S, out of a dam called Angel in My Heart, who was born in 1992 and sired by Rainbow Quest. People see this is quite closely related to the horse we just looked at. Sweetly in 1975 is the second dam of this horse, and Sweet and Lovely is the third dam of this classic winner. Chris Kin raced 7 times in his career, 3 wins and 2 thirds. 5 out of 7 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of £991,379 UK pounds in his career. Good horse, Chris Kin, winner of the UK Derby of 2003. The horse also won the Group 3, what is then now only a listed race, D Stakes, held at Chester. Horse was also third in the King George and second in the Prix Niel. The horse entered stud at Devonstown in 2004, later moved to Morristown Stud in Ireland in 2011, and then he went to Italy before being sent to Libya in 2012. Suddenly died on the 31st of August 2012 following a paddock accident. Tried to jump a gate and died instantly after breaking his neck at the El Shab Stud near Tripoli, where he was sold to stand. A month before he got there, he decided to jump over a gate and end his life, sadly. Very good horse, though. Derby winner. It's like I said, but again, you have to say the horse was an average stallion. I managed to find where he sired the winner of 2 listed races in his career, the 2008 Prix Murano and the 2011 Henkel Trophy. Just the 2 listed winners I could find in his career on the flat. And over the jumps, you'll see on the flat he sired 3 horses sired above 100, according to the Racing Post. Altair Star, Mystery Star and Seema on Fly. You'll see that they are the 2 listed winners that we've looked at. And over the jumps, the horse didn't really fade. A lot better. You'll see you've had Lusso doing jumps and the other one, Needle Gun. You'll see there Quiskin failed to sire a horse rated above 150 in the jump sources. That went round in his career. So, yeah, you have to say, pretty underwhelming stallion, it's fair to say, Quiskin. Bred by Flaxman Holdings and trained by Sir Michael Stout in his career and owned by Saeed Sahil when the horse went round. But, yeah, disappointing, it's fair to say, as a stallion. Next horse we can take a look at is another classic winner, Rose Gypsy. A mare born in 1998, sired by Green Desert, out of a mare called Chrysalia, who was born in 1986, another one sired by Chris. People will see that we're on to Valia now. Valia, a mare born in 1965, is the third dam of this horse. And La Fougeuse, a mare born in 1950. She is the third dam of Gay France. Lilia is the seventh dam of our horse. And La Fougeuse is the eighth dam of the horse. So it's fair to say we're getting further and further away now from our horse. Rose Gypsy raced 7 times in her career, 2 wins, 2 seconds and a third. 5 out of 7 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of £122,048 UK pounds in her career. Rose Gypsy, another French 1,000 guineas winner. She won the race in 2001. She was also placed in the listed Athazi Stakes and the listed Roundtail Stakes in her career. I think those races are higher grade than that now. But classic winner, bred by Hascom and Valiant Studs and owned, I'm going to say, by Coolmore, owned by Mrs. Susan Magnier. That might have been a Coolmore horse, Rose Gypsy. Classic winner, sent to the USA and Ireland and then Japan in 2008 in foal to Manjuro. Good horse, though, in her own right. Classic winner, Rose Gypsy. Take a look at a couple more Group 1 winners that I found. Wigmore Hall, a gelding, born in 2007, sired by High Chaparral, out of a dam called Love and Laughter, who was born in 2002, and sired by Theatrical. People will see that we're going quite a way back again here, a different line totally. Sindar, the 5th dam of our horse, is also out of Sweet and Lovely, making this horse the 6th dam, making our 5th dam the 6th dam of Wigmore Hall. Wigmore Hall raced 42 times in his career, 7 wins, 6 seconds and 5 thirds. 18 out of 42 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of £1,334,814 UK pounds. Very good gelding in his day. Wigmore Hall, owned by Mark B. Horton and bred by Kate and Mrs. Cullen. The horse at 3 was placed in the Group 1 Secretariat Stakes, the listed Newmarket Stakes, and 3rd in the listed Hampton Court Stakes. It was an older horse he started to break through. He won two editions of the Grade 1 Northern Dancer Stakes, a Grade 1 race held at Woodbine in Canada. The horse also won the Group 2 Jebel Hatta out in the UAE. Placed in the Group 1 Dubai Duty Free and the Group 3 Huxley Stakes at 5. At 6, the horse was placed in another 2 Group 2 races as well as a listed race. The horse raced in the Great Britain, the US, Canada and the UAE. Last race at Doncaster in 2014, where the horse was sadly euthanised after breaking his leg during the race. Good horse though, Wigmore Hall. Dual Group 1 and Group 2 winner in his career. Next horse we're going to take a look at, I think, is related to Wigmore Hall, out of the same dam. Yes, it is. Ocean Road, a filly, born in the year 2018, sired by Australia, out of Love and Laughter. Ocean Road raced 8 times in her career, 3 wins, a second and 2 thirds. 6 out of 8 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of $351,772 US dollars in her career. The interesting horse, Ocean Road. At 3, she was placed in the Group 3 Pride Stakes at Newmarket. She was also placed 3rd in the Oaks Trial Filly Stakes in the UK. But it was at 4 when she was switched to the USA, and she won the Group 1 Gamely Stakes at Santa Anita in 2022. The horse bred by Kay and Mrs. Cullen and owned by Qatar Racing Limited and JS Company at some point. Another good filly, Group 1 winning, Gamely Stakes filly on our damn line. Related to the other horse we've just looked at, Wigmore Hall. Another race we can take a look at is King of Gosford. King of Gosford, a horse born in 2021, sired by Zoostar, out of a mare called Miss Sugars, who was born in 2014 and sired by Harbour Watch. People see that again, this is the same line that we've just looked at. But I do think we are a damn further back this time. There's Sweet and Lovely and Lilia further back by one dam than what we looked at in the last two. King of Gosford in his career raced 20 times in his career, 7 wins, 3 seconds and 3 thirds. 13 out of 20 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of $762,192 US in his career. Very good horse, it's fair to say. King of Gosford. King of Gosford, another one that's thrived through going to America. Bred by the Miss Sugars Partnership. The horse owned by the Benowitz Family Trust and plenty of other owners. At 3, the horse won the Group 2 Mathis Mile out in America, and also second in the Group 1 Hollywood Derby. At 4, the horse won the Group 1 Shoemaker Mile at Santa Anita last year in 2025. The horse was second in the Group 3 American Stakes as well, as finishing third in the Shoemaker Mile this year as well, 2026. So this is a horse very much still in training. And you have to say a future stallion prospect, really, out in America. Still looking an entire to them. Group 1 and Group 2 winner. Very interesting horse, King of Gosford. Out in America, it's fair to say. We can take a look at a few more now on the Valier line, I think. We're on Hillstar is the first one we're going to take a look at. A horse born in 2010. Sired by Danehill Dance out of a dam called Crystal Star, who was born in the year 2000 and sired by Mark of Esteem. People see that Valier is the 5th dam of this horse, Hillstar, meaning we are back at Lilia, and La Fourgeuse is sadly the 7th dam of our horse. Hillstar was a decent horse, raced 20 times in his career, 4 wins, 6 seconds and 2 thirds. 12 out of 20 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of £774,621 UK pounds in his career. Similar to the horse we just looked at, really, did well in America, also won at Royal Ascot, winner of the Group 2 King Edward VII Stakes of 2013. The horse was also placed in the King George at 3, showing a liking for Ascot at 4. The horse won the Group 1 Canadian International of 2014, also won the Group 3 Arc Trial, not the first horse to take out that race on this list, is it? Second in the Group 2 Hardwick, the Princess of Wales Stakes, the Ormond and the Rose of Lancaster Stakes. At 5, the horse was also placed at Ascot again in the Cumberland Lodge Stakes. Owned by Sir Evelyn de Rothschild and bred by Southcourt Stud, this horse went to stud in Ireland in 2018 after racing in Great Britain, the UAE and Canada. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any Aryan page for this horse, Hillstar. I know it's still at stud, but we can see from the Racing Post, the horse I think is a fairly average stallion. The horse has never sired a National Hunt horse rated above 135. Arguably, it's the worst National Hunt stallion that we've looked at on this damn line, and the horse did very little on the flat. Trained by Sir Michael Stout in his career, you have to say that Hillstar has proved to be a very disappointing stallion at stud up to this point. Will his brother do any better? Crystal Ocean, a horse born in 2014, sired by See the Stars out of Crystal Star. Certainly a better horse on the track. Crystal Ocean raced 17 times in his career, 8 wins, 6 seconds and 2 thirds. 16 out of his 17 starts were in the first 3, and the horse earned £2,062,400 UK pounds in his career. Crystal Ocean at 3 won a Ledger Trial, the Group 3 Gordon Stakes of 2017, and the horse was also placed in a classic in the UK St Ledger, 3rd in the Dante and 3rd at Royal Ascot, the race his brother won in. Hillstar, running all the decent races at 3, classic placed. But it was at 4 and 5 the horse really improved. At 4, the horse won a Group 2 race and 2 Group 3 races. The horse won the Hardwick Stakes at Royal Ascot, the Gordon Richard Stakes and the Aston Park Stakes to go with his Group 3 Gordon win. But the horse was also placed in 2 Group 1 races, the King George and the Champion Stakes as well. At 5, the horse made his Group 1 breakthrough, winning the Prince of Wales Stakes, the only Group 1 the horse won. The horse won the Group 3 Gordon Richard Stakes and the Group 3 Aston Park Stakes the same year as well. Also placed in 2 more Group 1s, the Juddmonte International Stakes and the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth. Second highest rated horse in the world, off to a National Hunt stud. The horse entered stud in 2020 at the Beeches Stud in Ireland. Another one owned by Sir Evelyn de Rothschild and bred by Southcourt Stud. No trouble of seeing the record of this horse at stud. Crystal Ocean currently standing for a fee of €8,000. And you'll see that the horse is doing quite well at stud, on the flat even. It sneaked in a stakes winner on the flat as well. You'll see that so far the horse is doing quite well at stud, siring big crops. Obviously, being National Hunt horses, they take a long, long time to come through the pipeline. 608 foals so far, born by Crystal Ocean. Only 100 of them have run. 36 of them have won 54 races, and the horse has sired 1 stakes winner that has won 2 stakes races. So this horse has already sired a flat pattern winner. You'll see there that came at 4 on the flat. And you'll see really, as we know, this is a National Hunt stallion. So the majority of the runs have taken place over National Hunt distances. You'll see 48 have gone round in Britain and 48 have gone round in Ireland. But the stakes winner is the only winner to have gone round in India, the best progeny. Golden Thunder, winner of the Indian St. Ledger, of the Bangalore St. Ledger, Also winner of the Mumbai Ruia Gold Cup. 4th in the Chennai Stayers Cup. He's also had a horse finished 4th in a listed race in Italy as well, called Wild Waves. Well, a lot of them have been, it's fair to say, jumps horses up to this point. Again, a burgeoning stake career. You'll see there that Highland Crystal won the Newbury Coral Fillies Juvenile Hurdle, which is a pattern race, but they don't pattern race them, unfortunately, on this site. Yeah, it is what it is, sadly, when it comes to National Hunt racing area. So we can take a look at National Hunt racing, and already you'll see that this horse has sired 2 horses over 130. 2 unbeaten horses, though. They're not like Hillstars horses who race 30 or 40 times. You know, this horse's ratings are burgeoning. As soon as the more horses hit the track, I would imagine that the highest rated horse of this horse will go up. Currently, it's the 136 best racing post rating, gained by Crystal d'Estravalle. 2 out of 2 wins. You'll see there, though, there's some very nice horses on the ground by Crystal Ocean. Even on the flat, you'll see that some of them have been going around quite well. Horse of 109 rated there, Wild Waves. But Indian Thunder, the pattern winner, doesn't seem to have had a racing post rating. But there has been a 109 rated flat horse. You know, that's about the level. This horse looks about the level of the Stallion of Lusso, doesn't it, at least? You know, very good. The Stallion up to this point. But can it improve and do even better? Be interesting to see how the Stallion goes, Crystal Ocean, moving forward over the next 9 or 10 years. There's certainly plenty of horses on the ground growing up. Next horse we can take a look at is Tuscan Evening. Tuscan Evening, a mare born in the year 2005, sired by Oasis Dream, out of a mare called the Faraway Tree, who was born in 1994 and sired by Suave Dancer. People see again that Valia is the 3rd dam of this horse and La Forgeuse the 5th. Tuscan Evening raced 27 times in his career, 12 wins, 4 seconds and 5 thirds. What's that? 21 out of 27 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of $1,138,508 in his career. Another good horse, Tuscan Evening. At 2, the horse was placed in the Group 3 Anglesey Stakes and the Group 2 Debutante Stakes, pattern races in Ireland. But it was at 4 and 5 when the horse really made its mark. At 4, the horse won 2 Group 2 races in America, the Group 2 Royal Heroin Mile and the Group 2 Las Palmas Handicap, placed in the Group 1 Matriarch Stakes. And at 5, the horse made her Group 1 breakthrough, winning the Gamely Stakes, not the first horse that we've seen done on that line. Ocean Road did the same thing, didn't it? The Gamely Stakes was taken out in 2010. Horse also won the Group 2, Buena Vista Handicap, the Group 2, Santa Ana Handicap, the Group 2, Santa Barbara Handicap, the Group 3, Monrovia Handicap, and the Group 3 Modestry Handicap. Horse trained by Jerry Hellendorfer, died of an apparent heart attack after a workout in 2010. Horse bred by Hascom Valiant Stud and owned by William de Burgh in her race career. Shame that Tuscan Evening couldn't foal any horses. She did look a very good broodmare prospect. It's fair to say, looking at the form of her, just a shame that she couldn't live to foal any horses. But a good mare in her own right. I think we can end now with the two historic horses going back right to the 1960s and 40s. The next horse we're going to show you is Topio, a horse born in 1964, sired by Fine Top, out of a mare called Deliriosa, who was born in 1956 and sired by Delirium. People will see that La Forgeuse is the dam of this horse now, so we're going way back now in the pedigree of this horse. Topio raced 17 times in his career and won 4 races. Don't know how many times he was second or third, but we do know that the horse won 1,387,292 French francs in his career. The horse won the Arc. Topio also won the Prix La Flèche, the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe, the Prix La Force in his career. 3 what are now French pattern races. Second in the Prix La Rochette. Third in the King George in the UK as well. Sire in Japan from 1969 until his death, sadly, in 1975. The horse owned and bred by Susie Volterra. But yeah, first start winner we've looked at on this line, I think. Good horse, Topio. And I found record of him stallion siring some fair horses as well on JBIS. You'll see there that the horse has sired plenty of Japanese pattern winners. The Japanese global pattern is quite a regular thing, a recent thing. But all these races, such as the Maniuchi Okan, the Queen Elizabeth II Commemorative Cup, they are pattern races nowadays. The horses sired some decent horses out there, at least 7 individual Japanese pattern winners in the 70s. Diamante, born in 1973, looks to be the best winner of the Queen Elizabeth II commemorative race. Some very interesting horses, I'm sure, came out of Topio, not that I know much about them. The next horse we're going to take a look at is called Mistral. Mistral was born in 1942 and sired by Admiral Drake out of a dam called Lafou, who was born in 1935 and sired by a horse called Vatut. You'll see there that we're down to Lafou and Quick Change. If we go back to the 5th dam of our horse, you'll see that they're the 4th and 5th dam of the 5th dam. So we're at 9th and 10th dam territory now, really. Mistral raced 8 times in his career, 4 wins, a second and 3 thirds. According to this, never out of the first 3 in 8 starts, for earnings of $43,521 American dollars at some point in his career. Mistral won the French 2,000 guineas of 1945. Horse also won the Prix Lupin, the Prix Greffel, and the Prix Omnium too. They are decent pattern races now. Second in the Prix Morny, third in the Grand Prix de Paris and the Marois. The horse raced in France aged 2 to 3, and then was a stallion in France and Argentina. Another one owned and bred by Leon Volterra. Classic winner, war horse, when the war was ending, when the French had surrendered, this horse was still winning pattern races there. What a world. Very good horse, Mistral, and again on JBIS even, a horse born in the 40s. JBIS is telling me that this horse sired the winner of the 1954 Prix La Bourse out in France. I don't know if that race was a pattern race at the time, but it was deemed good enough to be on this list. And the horse was called Ventos, out of a dam called Jupiter Island. So yeah, Mistral, we can see, was certainly at stud at some point, it's fair to say. You can take a look at the horse now that if we need to on the historic dam line 7A. On the site, I like to use bloodlines.net. Unfortunately, people still having to go through the Wayback Machine, through archive.org to see this site. It's got some Cloudflare error, which stops the site opening on its own domain, sadly. Very disappointing. But you'll see our section there of 7A is fairly clear. There's LeFou, and there's Topio, all the way down to Quick Arrow, the next dam, born in 1937, who would be probably be LeFou's sister. Yeah, but some interesting horses there. We've shown you Mistral, shown you Chris Kin, Common Grounds. You know, there's our little section, if you're being pedantic. Gay France, Lucayan Princess, and Lusso section. There for all to see. You'll see there that Lusso was, in fact, a dual classic winner, winning the Italian Derby and the Italian St. Leger as well. I wonder if that was the Premier Ellington that won it twice, didn't it? If I remember. So, yeah, there is a few classic horses in there we've looked at. Mistral, Chris Kin, Lusso, and Rose Gypsy, as well as our Oaks winning horse. Let's not forget our horse. Thundering On is a classic winner this year. We cannot forget that. You know, this horse is already up to the higher echelons. But a lot of the horses we've looked at have been older horses, haven't they? And this Salsable Stakes winner, that's why I didn't chance it in the UK Oaks. I did like Legacy Link, but to be fair, Thundering On was a very worthy winner on the day. So without further ado, I think we can stop taking a look at the pedigree now. It's been very good to sit down and have a good solid look at this pedigree. It was always going to take a bit of time, this video. And now we can close a few tabs down, I think, to save some CPU. And we can watch the horse win twice now. We're going to watch the horse Thundering On win 2 races out of the 6 she has had currently in her career. Both pattern races. We're going to watch her break her duck, break her maiden in the Group 3 Salsable Stakes first. That race took place in April 2026. She'd already been placed second in a Group 3 race on her second start without winning before that. So her maiden victory did come in the 4th start of her career, but it did come at pattern level. So without further ado, let's take a look at the Group 3 Salsable Stakes from this year, shall we? And then we will be able to see what we think.
White flag raised. Dead off. 7 fillies over a mile and a quarter. The Irish Stallion Farms EBF Salsable Stakes. It's a group race. Vying for the lead, Bloom, Amelia, and on the inside, Ice Dancer, followed by Chasing Paradise, Thundering On, Minerva, and dropped in at the rear is Camino Vino. Continuing down the back straight, the leader by a length is Bloom and Ronan Whelan, Amelia and Gavin Ryan second. Improving into third is Thundering On and Joey Sheridan, and then Ice Dancer, Ryan Moore on the inside. Chasing Paradise and Ben Cohen with for company, Minerva, Wayne Lorden, and the back marker, Camino Vino and Rory Cleary. Heading down to the end of the back straight, in front is Bloom, and the pale pink colours from Amelia. On the inside is Thundering On as they depart the back, and then comes Ice Dancer. Chasing Paradise is 2 behind Minerva and Camino Vino. Heading for the 5, marking the halfway stage in the Salsable Stakes. It's Bloom the leader from Amelia, Thundering On, Ice Dancer, and then Chasing Paradise, Minerva, and still trailing the field is Camino Vino. Heading for the final half mile and the run back for the judge. It's Bloom by under a length to Amelia, followed in by Thundering On, and then comes Ice Dancer. Minerva on the outside, then Chasing Paradise and Camino Vino. Climbing to the top of the hill. Bloom and Amelia still first and second, followed by Thundering On, and then comes Minerva. In between horses, Ice Dancer, on their heels Chasing Paradise, and still at the rear is Camino Vino. Passing the 2, little between Bloom and Amelia, being followed by Minerva, Chasing Paradise. No luck and running as of yet for Thundering On. Now spies a gap, racing to the final furlong, and Thundering On has shot through in between Amelia and Bloom to lead, and then Chasing Paradise, followed by Minerva, and scooting away with the Salsable is Thundering On. Thundering On is a very good winner. Amelia second, Bloom third.
Like the commentator said, that looked a very good performance from our filly, didn't it? Thundering On. How well did she travel there? Definitely the last horse off the bridle with less than a couple of furlongs to go. Our horse was travelling so well, wasn't it, in that race? And then the jockey, Dylan Brown McMonigal, spotted a little gap. And straight away, it's fair to say, I think, the horse shot through that gap in a matter of strides. And I think Thundering On put that race to bed quite nicely indeed. It's fair to say I thought that was a very good performance to take out the first race that she had won, don't forget. The Group 3 Salsable Stakes on her fourth start in April was in fact the first time that Thundering On had won a race. We're now going to take a look at the fifth start of her career that came on the 5th of June 2026 at the headquarters of the UK's Middle Distance Classics, Epsom. Thundering On was sent to contest the UK Oaks, where she went off a 5-1 shot on the day. Again, it was Mikey Sheridan on that day, that rode the horse Thundering On to win the Salsable Stakes, not, as I said, Dylan Brown McMonigal. Very good ride on the day by Mikey Sheridan, I think, there, to get the horse off the mark, kept his composure and did a fantastic job on the day. But it was the number one jockey of the Joseph O'Brien stable, Dylan Brown McMonigal, who was on the horse for the second time in his career when the horse lined up on the 5th of June 2026 in the UK Oaks at Epsom, up to the first time in her career to 1 mile and 4 furlongs. Let's take a look at that race, shall we now, the UK Oaks, and we will see what we think after it.
Of 2026, they're off. Racing starting at the bottom of the hill in the back straight. Cameo is ridden forward out wide. Also going forward is Sugar Island, her stable companion, and Amelia Earhart not that far behind in the dark blue colours. Venetian Lace is racing between Sugar Island and Cameo as they round a little right-hander. Then on Message, A La Prochaine in the red cap, Amelia Earhart, K. Sarah in the pink cap, Legacy Link. They're tracking across now towards the inside rail, and the white blaze Thundering On is the back marker. So Sugar Island making the running here, out in front from Cameo in second place as they continue to climb all the way up towards the 6 furlong marker. Amelia Earhart on the outside in the dark blue jacket. On the inside, just ahead of her, is Venetian Lace and William Buick in the silver silks. They're tracked by On Message and then A La Prochaine, Legacy Link, K. Sarah, and 2 or 3 lengths back to Thundering On. Inside the final mile, swinging slightly left-handed, still a bit more climbing to do, and it's Sugar Island. Looks like she's making this a good test as they race up the hill. Leads by 2.5 lengths to stable companion Cameo and Wayne Lorden. Then on the inside, Venetian Lace, Ryan Moore in that dark blue jacket. On the hooded and blinkered, Amelia Earhart, followed then by A La Prochaine on the rail. On Message, Legacy Link is held up at the back of the field with K. Sarah, and finally Thundering On. Beginning the descent now towards Tattenham Corner, and still it's Sugar Island, shadowed in second by Cameo. Will they come stand side in the home straight? On the inside is Venetian Lace, Amelia Earhart, Ryan Moore in a good position to tack across in fourth place there from A La Prochaine on the inside of On Message, then Legacy Link. Behind those is K. Sarah and Thundering On, and now they straighten up, and Sugar Island still trying to stretch them out in second. Cameo, Amelia Earhart making a beeline towards the outside in that dark blue jacket. Legacy Link coming through smoothly in the pink cap, goes past Cameo. It's Sugar Island from Legacy Link now in the slipstream. Thundering On from the back of the field comes there, cruising in the hands of Dylan Brown McMonigal. Then Amelia Earhart under pressure. Legacy Link, but look at Thundering On absolutely cantering in second. Legacy Link is going to have to dig in very deep in here indeed, and here now he says go on Thundering On, and Thundering On sweeps on by and is soon clear. Thundering On, Dylan Brown McMonigal for Joseph O'Brien wins the Betfred Oaks, going away from Legacy Link, Sugar Island in third, and A La Prochaine in fourth.
Again, what a magnificent performance from Thundering On. She might have been beaten against the older horse on her most recent start, where she met Estrange, who is a very well-bred older horse. But there is no mistaking that in the 2 races we have looked at, our filly Thundering On has looked pretty dominant against the 3-year-olds, hasn't she? As soon as Mikey Sheridan got the gap in the Salsabil Stakes, the horse was through it. And then as they entered the final 2 furlongs of the Classic, the UK Oaks at Epsom, you saw that Thundering Oaks, well, there's no other word, Thundering On really, there's no other word for it really, to say that the horse had a double handful. No other word for it. Classic Watch horses on the day, Legacy Link and Amelia Earhart brushed aside, it's fair to say, by the Joseph O'Brien trained filly on the day. And I'm just glad that Connections have decided to go, hopefully, for the UK Oaks this coming weekend to enable us to get the horse on side. I thought that day in the UK Oaks, our horse Thundering On, she travelled beautifully, didn't she? Like the commentator said, Legacy Link, she looked a sitting duck, entering the final furlong and a half, and so it proved. As soon as the horse was asked, the horse went away and put the race to bed, I think, in the style of a very good horse. A very good 3-year-old filly, anyway, it's fair to say. Her last one behind the Strange could have exposed the entire 3-year-old fillies division. Time will tell. It's a bit early in the season to say that. But, you know, it was a disappointing way, really, the way that Estrange did shrug off her younger rivals. But like I said, Estrange is a very nice, well-bred horse. You know, one of the best damn lines in racing. So people shouldn't really be surprised that Estrange has proved to be a top-class filly. Where is the 3-year-old form, though? You know, I think we've got a Group 3 winner 3-year-old and a Group 1 winning 3-year-old who has already won a Classic. I think it is impossible to say that this Classic winner does not deserve a place on the Classic Watch Possibles videos with a view to getting on classicwatch26.great/site.net. And I do think that if she lines up on Saturday afternoon, then there is a very, very good chance that you will see this filly on my own little website as she bids for dual Oaks Glory and the first Classic won on as a Classic Watch 26 horse. We're hoping for similar to what I Hope He Wins did. She won the New Zealand Oaks for the site and came back and won an Oaks in Australia. I'm hoping that this horse here, Thundering On, might be able to do the same thing for the site. But this video has been quite long, one of the longest I think I've ever done in the Classic Watch series. So I do think I can think about leaving this video now, I think. What I can offer you at the end of the video is I can offer you an opportunity to take a look at the entire Classic Watch 26 Possibles playlist as well on YouTube. All I need to do is add it at the end of this video, and that means at the end of the video, if this video isn't enough and you want to learn about more of my horses, then you can just watch the Classic Watch 26 Possibles video that follows this playlist and that follows this video, and that will allow you to do exactly that. And another thing I can offer you is an opportunity to subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed this video, let's face it, the video is coming up to 1 hour and 44 minutes. So if you are sat here listening to this part of the video, it's safe to say that you did enjoy it. So why not subscribe to the channel? That way you will not miss any more of my content moving forward. It will be, make sure you do not miss any. If you do a little bit of work in your in-app or desktop notifications in YouTube, you can actually get YouTube to notify you as well every time I upload a video. When you log into YouTube, you will get a notification to ensure that you do not miss any. You do have to do a little bit of work, clicking a bell and clicking a few things. But a few people have asked me how to do it, and I can confirm to them that they are seeing the videos and it does work. The process, once you get it right, they log in and they see a list of my videos and they can just pick and choose which ones they watch. As can you if you subscribe to my channel. But I do think it's time to leave this video here now, I think. Thank you very much to everybody who sat with me while I've enjoyed making this video. I hope you have all enjoyed watching it as much as I've enjoyed making it. An absolute pleasure for me to get this line on a Classic Watch 26. Been following this line for such a long time. It would have been a shame if we didn't get one on the site in some incarnation. But I'm pleased that we've managed to do it. But for now, I think I can bid you a fond farewell, I think. Enjoy the rest of your week, everybody, and enjoy your coming weekend. Take care of yourselves and each other. Look after yourselves and your loved ones. And I hope to be back at some point, maybe, ahead of the Irish Oaks with another possible contender. Time will tell if it runs. But for now, I will say goodbye. Take care, everybody. Look after yourselves. And I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.